Okay, it's Friday. It's sunny and beautiful outside, although you can't tell that for the drawn blinds, closed blinds, because I can't actually film if they're open. Why am I boring you with this? I have no idea. So it's sunny. I've got what looks like wine, but it's actually whiskey and ginger ale in a wine glass. But that's just because I like to blow your mind. And got my pad, got my pencil. And what am I missing? Oh, that's right. It's Choose Your Own Adventure Day. Okay, so last week we started The Horror of High Ridge. Don't know where that came from. And by Julius Goodman. And we established that our adventurer, Mike Cusack, is in the mountain, in and around the mountain village of High Ridge, where we're trying to find our great uncle Rush's buried fortune. And we have two friends that have come along with us. Lisa, who we've established has the voice of a Victorian dame for some reason, and Ricardo, who we've established is a really, really bad Latin stereotype, is the word I'm looking for. So that's Ricardo's fault. So I apologise if he causes offence. It's not my fault for doing really, really bad accents. Anyway, so we were in the cabin, in this little cabin. It was his great uncle's cabin, Mike Cusack's great uncle's cabin. We're sitting in there reading about the history of the High Ridge, and we heard a little bit of backstory about terrible things happening in the town, and no one likes to sort of really talk about it and all that. And we're in a situation now where we hear this moaning sound coming from outside, and you were given an option. Your option was you can stay in the cabin and try to ignore what was ever moaning outside, or investigate the eerie sounds outside. So 9 of you voted for outside and 5 voted for inside. I think that's the most number of votes we've had, so thanks very much for all commenting. There was some really funny comments as well. I really enjoyed them. In fact, I'm going to tell you what they are. Just hold on, just wait, just be patient. This is going to be a long one. Some of these really made me laugh. Jai Miller the Cow Killer said, "To the outside! With luck, it will turn out like an episode of Scooby-Doo, and the moans will be coming from Old Man Jenkins in a mask." That made me chuckle. And poor Masmic, "Of course Mike should go outside. A faint heart never won anything. Oh, but those scary moans. How am I to sleep now?" Dragoon Boom, that was quite funny. "Ghosts aren't real, so it's clearly a knife-wielding paedophile." Yeah, it's like I really enjoyed these. Xen, is that how you pronounce it, mate? I apologise if I mispronounce it. SK Sen. Tell me how you pronounce it, because I'm an idiot. Let's Go Outside. It worked for George Michael. Yeah, so I really enjoyed your comments. There were loads of great ones. Sorry if I haven't read all of them out, but I'm sure it would annoy you all. We need to get on with the adventure. But thank you very much for all the comments. It's fantastic. You guys are into this, because I do this because I love these stories. Anyway, so we're going outside to investigate the eerie sounds. Just go on to the next page if we're going to investigate the eerie sounds. "Let's go," you announce. "I really don't think there's anything too awful out there." "You're kidding," says Lisa. "Come on, Lisa. You don't believe in ghosts and spooks and stuff like that, do you? It's probably just some kid practicing for Halloween, or a rusty gate swinging in the wind." "A rusty gate?" Lisa's really upset now. "And yes, I do believe in ghosts. At least I don't disbelieve in them. I'm not going out there." Lisa crosses her arms and turns away. I hate it when people do that. My girlfriend does that when she's mad at me. It's not fun. "Ricardo, don't just sit there. Help me talk some sense into Lisa." "There's no wind," Ricardo says gravely. "Huh?" "I said there's no wind." "What does that have to do with anything?" "That means it can't be a creaky gate." "Ha!" Lisa faces you again. "I told you so." Don't know why she started off with my voice and then ended up with the voice of a Victorian dame. "Ricardo, that's not much help." You stop in consternation. You don't know what to do. Everybody's silent for a few minutes. Finally, you have an idea. But before you can say anything, you smell kerosene. Then the room plunges into darkness. Are we about to get like petrol bombed or something? Turn to page 9. So we're in darkness now. In High Ridge. Don't panic, anybody. It's only the lamp. It just ran out of kerosene. Why don't you get electricity like everyone else? Lisa sounds really angry. Ricardo is chuckling to himself. Ha 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 ha. Han me boogie. I don't know why he's turned into Jabba the Hutt. I told you. Nope. That's me that's saying that. Sorry. I told you, you reply angrily. I like the old-time feel of the cabin, the way it is. It's just like when it was my great-uncle's. It wouldn't be the same with electricity. Except for the darkness in the cabin, everything is as it was before. You've forgotten what you were going to say. Then, out of the blackness comes the moaning sound. Your chest feels cold. Don't know why I'm doing this. You hear another noise mixed in with the moans. Do you hear that? You whisper. What? The moans? Lisa asks. Shh, says Ricardo. Yes, I hear it too. Cries for help. I hear it now, Lisa says after a pause. Let's go. She's turned into Mario. Let's go. We need to go and find out who's out there. Someone needs our help, people. Come on, let's get involved. You all run to your rooms and hastily dress in warm clothes, but in the darkness you find out that you've actually put on one of Lisa's dresses. No, that didn't actually happen. You all run to your rooms and hastily dress in warm clothes. The night air is cold in the mountains. As you race out the door, you suddenly realise you don't know where you're going or what you're going to do. Wait a minute, you say. What are we doing? We're going to help whoever is calling for help, of course, responds Lisa. What about the ghosts? You ask. Remember the stories? Oh, they're just stories, Ricardo says. But maybe we should climb the church tower first and look the town over, like the beginning of Resident Evil 4. I wonder if maybe we shouldn't go over to Mr. Phillips' house first. Who the fuck, Mr. Who's he? Lisa's going to tell. Someone's going to tell us. The unofficial town historian. He's lived here all his life and knows everything about High Ridge. He's also our nearest neighbour. 3 decisions here. We can respond to the cries for help, decide to climb the church tower, or we can head over to Mr. Phillips' house. Right. I'm going to make the decision here because you guys all voted for us to go out and check out what the sounds were, so I'm taking that you want us to go out and, someone's crying for help. They may need us. We have to go and help them, alright? So turn to page 21. We have to go to whoever's calling for help, you say finally. Good, Lisa responds. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I were calling for help, I'd hope somebody would come. Me too, Ricardo says. Let's get some warm clothes and get going. Just as you're ready to leave, you hear a knock on the front door. Sorry. Without thinking, you open it. In walks an old Indian. Yeah, it really annoys me when they use the word Indian. Do you know what I mean? Because instantly I think of someone from India and not Native American. But I'm assuming it's Native American. Good evening, he says. I am Chief Walking Eagle. Another stereotype brought to you by the White Devil. I don't know. Really bad stereotype. I'm sorry, I'm probably offending all sorts of people here. I'm all about equality. Just watch my videos. I have been dead for 100 years. I need your help. Okay, turn to page 28, and we're just acting nonchalantly like, oh right, a dead Native American just walked into the cabin and he's just sort of kicking about. I don't know what's going on, I don't know. Dead for 100 years? Ricardo exclaims. Yes. Please sit down, my friends. I will explain. I will answer your questions when I am done. When prospectors founded this town 100 years ago, they made peace with the local Indians and left them a plot of land near the new town. Don't know why he's doing this, it's about play the decks. It was a sacred site for my people. It's a little bit close to the bone, to be honest. How terribly Native Americans were treated. The prospectors, celebrating a gold strike, were drinking heavily Hey, found gold. Let's go and wind up some Native Americans. That's obviously what they were thinking. That night was a ceremonial event for my tribe. We sang as they marched to the sacred site with their ceremonial objects. The prospectors descended on the Indians and massacred them. Fucking dicks. Honestly. When will people realise, stop being racist and violent? Right, anyway. This is a kid's book. Anyway. The prospectors descended on the Indians and massacred them. The next day they mined the site, taking the gold they found and burying all else under rock piles. When the rest of the tribe retaliated, they were also wiped out. What happened later I do not understand, but now 3 times it has come to pass that those who were killed were compelled to return to kill one another over and over again, from midnight until dawn. Even worse, they also killed the people who lived in the town. Let me get this straight. The next day they mined the site, taking the gold. When the rest of the tribe retaliated, they were also wiped out. Right, so what they're saying is the dead Native Americans. So, right, the Native Americans got wiped out by arsehole prospectors, and then they're coming back and killing people. So the Native Americans are still getting made out to be baddies. Is this not happy about this? It will stop when someone, perhaps you, removes one of the ceremonial objects buried at the sacred site and parades it through town. The spirits will follow it back to the sacred site, where I will perform a special ceremony. The YMCA. I'm the big Indian. Sorry. This and only this will stop the horror in High Ridge. Well, see, to be honest, we've sort of found out what the mystery of the whole thing is pretty early on, I have to say. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather walk. Wait a minute, sorry. I just went on to the next page. Like it's a normal book. It's not a normal book, Michael. It's a Choose Your Own Adventure. Turn to page 30. As the chief finishes his speech, his appearance alters slightly. At first you aren't sure what is different. Then you notice he's disappearing. You, Ricardo, and Lisa are speechless. You know what they are thinking. You know that they are thinking the same thing you are. Will you obey the chief's request? Alright, so that's the choice this week. Are we going to help the chief out? We're going to go and get this. Are we going to dig up this ceremonial object and parade it through town where he can perform his YMCA ritual? Or do you think that helping the chief is too scary? Or is he a bit sinister? Is that what? Here's maybe this will help you. There he is. There's a big chief. There's us. Wait. There we are there. Look at the size of our chin. Anyway, I want to talk the size of my nose. Okay, so are we going to help the chief out? Are we going to help him out? My vote would be let's help him out, because see, to be honest, everything that's been done to these people, I think they deserve our help. But again, kind of annoys me. Native Americans treated terribly, and then their ghosts are murdering, so they're kind of the bad guys as well, even though it's not really their fault. And then it's up to a white man to come along and save them. You know, it annoys me, because you know, white men obviously are the saviors of the world. I'm getting really, really political here, but obviously, I don't know, if you watch like Hollywood movies and stuff like that from especially the 30s and 40s, it's always about the white man being the good savior and all that, and it kind of bugs the hell out of me. Anyway, I'm sorry, I've got sidetracked and I'm giving a political speech again. I apologise. Alright, Horror of High Ridge. Do we help the chief out? Do we not help him out? I vote for helping him out. What do you guys think? As always, comment down below. Let me know what you think we should do. And go and check out the website and the podcasts and the Facebook and the forums and all that good stuff. And I don't know why I'm doing this like I'm a rapper, because I'm obviously not a rapper, because I'm rubbish at stuff like that. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go now. Hope you all have a great weekend. And I apologise if I've offended anyone with my ridiculous accents. I'll see you all soon. Have a great weekend, and bye for now.